On behalf of Akuno Senko for Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We trying to help our people elevate. Hope. HOPE. We giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Yeah. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate and seeking knowledge, make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day, make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that, my flesh can pass away.
Okay, peace, family. We back with another one. I had this brother on once before, but if for the people who did or did not see that last one, introduce yourself, bro. Tell them who you are and where you're from again for me, please.
I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Jonathan Townsend. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, and still here, of course. Really grateful for this chance. Have been on here before, but it's been a while, so thanks for having me back. For coming on, appreciate it. I am a new father. Just recently had a baby.
Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you. So I know how much you care about your little girl and everything. So I'm getting a chance to kind of experience that and see how you feel, and it's nothing like it.
It's
true
a beautiful
story.
thing, man. Yeah,
nothing like it, and all I can talk about these days. But all has been well. Just spending time with her. My wife and I have been together for quite some time, almost 8 years of marriage. But we had been together quite longer than that too, if you consider our dating. And during my professional life, I lead a charter school here in Tulsa as an executive director of it. So been quite busy, but all of that, I mean, now that the little girl is here, nothing really compares to that. And
yeah, man, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like a father's love or a daughter's love for her father. I'm telling you, my daughter just turned 9 today, and that bond, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Like how sons are to their mothers, how daughters are to their fathers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, bro.
It is.
It's a beautiful.
Well, happy birthday to yours too. I know you got a big day ahead of you. So
we got plans for the day. We're going to Synergy, and then they doing a swim party, and I'm debating if I'm gonna throw something on the grill or if we just gonna order pizza. Because it's hot out there, or it's gonna be hot out there.
Yeah, it's real.
But let's get into it. So the purpose of today's video is I had made a comment about language, or a post about language, and how our massive ignorance is what fuels white supremacy. And you said that you wanted to get my perspective on that. And so I'll let you go ahead and lead off from there. I know you wanted my perspective, so I'll let you ask the question, and so I'll try to answer your question properly.
Well, for context purposes, then let's kind of explain how we got here. First of all, again, thank you for this opportunity on your platform. I've been here before, and I'm always happy to kind of speak. People may not know me, a lot of your crowd, but if they pay close attention to a lot of your Facebook comments, they might see me pop up from time to time.
But even outside of that, they need to watch the work that you've done in the community.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
I mean, it may seem like we may go back and forth, but it's a respect. And I look at you as a brother because I see the work that you've done. I know your heart is pure in what you do. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't have any ill intent or any negativity to say about you.
Man, same here, man. I ain't never had no shortage of respect for you and your heart for the community too. But for context purposes, I often do kind of get on your post if it's something that does talk about like Christianity. For the most part, I ain't really have nothing to say about nothing else you say. I'd be like, yeah, I understand that. But if I see something about Christianity that I feel could be better represented, I try to speak up on that. And we do that all the time. We do it on public posts, but we also have a long thread of inboxes and like private stuff too that you have had over the years because we've known each other for years. But most recently, you were talking about language and certain words, and this isn't religious at all, but just certain words in the English language that maybe are being misused or had origins that have changed, or origins can't change, but origins that have not changed, but the cultural meanings have.
Yeah, the way we use them today. Yeah.
Right. And you were some words that I had been using, and I think a lot of people do, such as nice and kid and
Mm-hmm.
believe. You have numerous occasions um, suggested other words, or not just, or really just not using those words in my language every day because of some of the legal connotations that are attached to some of that. So, and this was all through our inbox. We're just talking about it publicly now. So then I was like, okay. Um, is there a chance that I would? Well, I said I would love to hear from you about maybe why or how the way that you change your language has affected some of the personal experiences that you've had. Maybe legal, maybe corporate. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying, just any
Mm-hmm.
examples that you have, if you could share that for me, just so I could learn how not using certain words or using other words instead of certain words has affected you and your outcomes. And you told me, and that's something we can't type about. We need to talk about it. And
Yeah, you know what I
that's
mean? Because it's a lot, you know. So
that's how we got here. So that's how we got here, and then I guess I'll pass it back to you as the conversation flows. But yeah, just enlighten me.
okay, so like to start off, all right, like for an example, when we dealing with language or we dealing with words, like the English language, for example,
Yep.
we say spelling. So when we're writing down letters or writing down words, we're spelling. Well, the English language is a bunch of spells.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so words have power. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And so like just a small example, then I'll go a little deeper as I go in. But a small example is like uh beast, right? All, well, not all, but majority of our people in our community, when Webby came out with that savage life, everybody wanted to be a beast. Everybody wanted to be a savage, right? You see what I'm
I
saying?
remember. Yeah, yeah.
And so, what is a savage? A savage is someone who destroys everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
And what were we doing? We were destroying everything around it. We were destroying our own community.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so, I'm a Zero fan. That song, No Help. Everybody's bumping that. I don't need no help. I could do bad on my own. So as you're
Mm-hmm.
playing this spell in your head, and shout out to Zero, I'm still a fan. I'm not knocking his music. But what I've learned,
Yeah,
when you repeat this spell in your head, it creates an individual mindset to where you don't need your people. You can struggle by yourself. You can do bad on your own. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? Even like when I was a teenager and when I was in the streets and Little John and Eastside Boys came on,
yeah,
that music, that spell shut clubs down.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The power of the words, the power of the vibrations, and that's talking about music, but still dealing with the language, still dealing with spells.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as we say, kid. Well, we talk to our grandparents, they'll tell us a kid is a goat, a baby goat. You know what I mean? But a lot of us today are calling our children kids, and then wonder why they act like animals, why they bad, as we say. But you're casting a spell on them. You see what I'm saying? Just as, and this ain't a bash to the community, but that three-letter GA word, you know what I'm saying? That means happy. Or another one, nappy. That means natural. But to
Mm-hmm.
some, that's offensive because of a gang thing. But then to others, oh, I don't like my nappy hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's natural. Why
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you like that? We
Yeah,
put, you know what I'm saying? We put these chemicals in, and then we wonder why our sisters, they become older and then they're losing their hair.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's the spells that we've casted in our community. Going into one example, and let me see if it'll let me share my screen.
yeah. And
Uh,
keep me posted on the time too, because I know we got a limited amount of time before it cuts,
man.
and we won't get to everything today. But make sure we don't get cut off abruptly.
Yeah, most definitely. Let me see. I'm trying to share my screen that way you can see what I'm about to pull up. I don't want my Facebook messages all on here. Let me see. All right. Uh, this is one of my videos I'm about to drop on my community convo. But let's go into Etymology Dictionary. Can you see my screen?
I can. Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, cool. Right, like here, I'm gonna go one word right here before I go into the word I was about to go into.
Yeah.
Nice, right?
Okay.
Nice is an adjective. When I was talking about the 8 parts of speech as well, remember I was talking about that? Nouns, adverbs, adjectives, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So we must know how to properly read in order to understand what it is that we're reading. In order to unlock the spells, it's like a potion. You know what I mean? You must know the ingredients in order to make the right. You know what I'm saying? It's a potion. But nice, late 13th century, right? So it's giving you a time frame on it. You know what I'm saying? When the word became an English word, right? And then the first word is foolish, ignorant, figureless, senseless. So when the word nice became an English word in its origin, it meant foolish. Here's another one: weak, poor, needy, simple, stupid, silly. And so look at us as a whole, as a people, we're nice to those who are not nice to us. You see what I'm saying when you look at it from its etymological sense?
Yeah. So yeah, when the word was, I suppose this is the
The
first
origin of it
use.
when it came into the English language.
Yeah, it was not used in a complimentary
Right. You see what
way.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been time because everybody go through it. We've done something for other people. We've been nice. You know what I mean? We've helped people out and then we got treated like, you know what I mean, messed up in the end. It's from being nice. So that word still has power. We just don't know, we don't know the power of that word. We think it means something else, when in reality, this is what it means. Another word, like black,
Black.
right? And we deal with the 8 parts of speech, right? Well, we're taught in school that person, place, and thing are nouns. So people are nouns, right? So this is an adjective. Well, what is an adjective? An adjective is a way of describing something, right? It's not a person.
Right.
But then when you go into its etymology, it's Old English. It comes from the word bleck, B-L-A-E-C, kind of like how you spell the bleach, but with the E and the A reversed.
Oh,
And
okay.
so what do you do with bleach? It stains, it dilutes. So then when you dig where I'm trying to find my, okay, right here it is, right here. Boom. Black. Black means pale. And so in its origin, we're not black. Even when you deal with its part of speech, an adjective. But you have millions of people around the world talking about our black president of Barack Obama, our white president Joe Biden.
Yeah.
We talking about people, you call people crayons. These are adjectives, and this is third grade grammar. But you have millions of people across the world who believe that human beings are crayon colors.
Yeah.
This is
Especially, I mean, across the world. Yeah, but mostly concentrated in the United States. I know
right. You see what, yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah.
that's a common recent phenomenon of the United States. Like we get caught up on race and the adjective descriptions of the people more than people in other nations typically do. Even those who have the same amount of melanin as us, that might be in the Dominican or in Cuba, they don't even identify. Not only do they call themselves something different, but they don't even look at it the same way. And I know this from friends that I have. We have an obsession with racial barriers here in the United States, and have for a few hundred years now.
And that's why I'm working on my book, 1684 to present, how race and color became people. Because there was a guy in 1684 by the name of Francis Benaire who came with the concepts of race: black, white, red, yellow, brown people.
Yeah, he must have had he must have had too much time on his hands.
Yeah, he had visited India and Egypt for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came with this concept of race. Because remember, Oklahoma used to be considered Indian, the red man land, Indian territory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so this guy from 1684 all the way to now Is why we call people black, white, red, yellow, brown. Well, just black and white mostly now in today's times in the U.S.
Oh wow. So it can be traced back to one particular person, and you found that
Yeah,
person.
yeah, and that's what
And
I've been
every
working on my YouTube series.
and everyone else gravitated to it, caught on to it, and we've been doing it ever since.
Now I'm gonna show you why though.
Hmm.
When you go to the now this is color, etymology of color,
Yeah.
and it's a noun, it's a
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
But when you look at its etymology, it says right here a covering. I'm trying to find the other one. Where it says hi. Okay, right here. Boom. To cover or to conceal. Oh, here's the other one right here. Yeah, let me try to mark it with. But I can't see the highlight. Okay, boom. To hide or to conceal, to cover. So what are you hiding when you talk about colored people? Are they hiding our true identity? So now they're calling us. We went from color to black, African American, Negro, etc.
Hmm.
You see what this is the power of etymology. When you deal with the origin of where the words came from, it became an English word, as it said up here in the front, early 13th century.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
started applying it to skin color, complexion. But when you go deeper into it, it meant to hide or to conceal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, the color of something, whatever it is, um, well, not whatever it is, but in some cases, the covering, something can be a neutral color or maybe,
Right.
white or clear, but then you put some type of dye on it, and in a way, you are concealing or covering up or transforming whatever it was naturally.
You see what I'm saying? And so if we don't know who we are, then anybody could tell us who we are.
Right.
And so as long as they got us thinking that we're colored people, and I want to show you from its legal perspective.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was wanting to get there.
Let me see. Boom. That's free white person. Let me get to the other one. I got the actual book here, but I'm trying to get it on her so that way everybody can see it.
Yeah. And let me just say again, as I did in the beginning, this I think we're about to get to the part where what really originated this call, or what made me want to get on this call, because I know you practice or identify with the Moorish Science Temple,
Mhm.
and I um, know that there is a big focus with that particular organization on language, but it's tied to legalities. It's tied
Mhm.
to rights. I hear a lot of what you say about birth rights and sovereignty and things of that nature. So that is really was like the motivation for me of hearing from you, because I know eventually we're gonna have a follow up call and everything where I talk more about like Christianity, but I really wanted to hear about how the language, like you're about to talk about now, has influenced or has affected some of those outcomes, and I think you're about to transition to that now. How does the language affect your daily life and has changed your life and your outcomes and everything based on the changes you've made to the way you speak? So thank you for moving to this part.
I give you an example. 2017, I was staying on 64th of Peoria, and
Mm-hmm.
TPD gang task. Okay, so first let me rewind. I was in the back of the apartments. My cousin stayed in the same apartments. I'm in the back of his apartment where we're sitting
Yeah.
in my car, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm smoking, and we both drinking tall can beers. So long story short, as I'm smoking, I'm saying to myself, "What's the purpose of studying this information? There's more science. What's the purpose of studying this if I don't use it?" And it was like, as I'm telling myself, well, if this happened, this is what I'm gonna say. It was like the universe tried to test me. Whether we say God, Allah, Buddha, whoever we want to say, it was like the universe tried to test me. Because as soon as I got through smoking, I threw the weed out. We get out the car. We're leaning on the back. We're leaning on the back of my car, but we're still drinking our beers. TPD pulls up in an undercover truck, and first thing they ask is, "Have you guys heard any gunshots?" So me and my cousin like, nah, we ain't heard nothing. 3 officers get out the car. Now they want to walk up on us and start questioning. You guys got ID? My cousin was like, I ain't showing y'all S. I stay right here, point of this building. And so I'm gonna speed it up, but I made a statement and I was like, there y'all go, harassing 2 melanated brothers. And right before I said it, the officer looked, he was scanning my tattoos, scanning my cousin's tattoos, and he said, what's a Hoover in the neighborhood doing together? You know what I'm saying? And we family. So as he said, I'm like, there y'all go, harass 2 melanated brothers. He was like, well, what's that? What's melanin? I'm like, my skin tone. I'm not Negro black colored. And I got the point in my fez. It was in the back of my car. I swore on my dead mother, I got the point in my fez. And I made sure every officer saw it. And when I did that, the whole energy changed. I kept saying, I'm a Moor, I'm a Moor, I'm a Moor. Now they want to talk about what type of beer they like to drink as they're walking back to their truck. They still never got no ID. I swear on my soul. They never got no ID. We didn't answer no questions. I stood on my square, and it was all on me knowing my rights. I had probable cause. What's your reason for even talking to us?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so once I'm a Moor, but that whole summer, various other ones would ride out there trying to, they were trying to figure out who I was. Who is he and how does he know what he knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I stood on my square, bro. And I haven't had an issue with TPD since. And I'm not saying I can't be touched. I know we can all be not killed. We can all be locked up or whatever. But I don't put myself in situations to be in any type of situation with the Tulsa Police Department.
Yeah.
Stay out their way because I know how they get down. They've killed 2 of my friends. But yeah, back to color. This is the legal, right? Color definition and legal meaning, right? Definition and citations. An appearance, semblance, or circumlocution as distinguished from that which is real. So if you call yourself color, that means you are artificial according to law. This is why they can kill Black people. This is why I stress the language, because we must know its origin and its legal meaning.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they tell you under the 14th Amendment, we didn't have no rights. Mm-hmm. Supposedly if convicted, but that's false. We don't have no rights, period. This is why we go through the trauma that we go through as a people. It says a prima facie apparent right, hence a deceptive appearance, a plausible assumed exterior concealing a, there go that word conceal again. We were just looking at color and etymology, concealing, to hide. So they're hiding the true identity of our people who are Moors. Mm-hmm. And got us under this Indian, Black, Negro, colored, African American, etc. Mm-hmm. That's like if a Crip was to go to a Blood neighborhood and say, hey, you finna pay me taxes on this, this, and that, or vice versa. A Blood go to a Crip neighborhood, hey, you finna pay me. They're extorting us on our own land. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My bad.
No, you good. No, that's good. So 2 things there. So I want to make sure I understand what you said on your the police interaction. Then I wanted to come back to this part about kind of a hypothetical situation of if everyone began using the adapted language that you're suggesting. So, but first, you're saying that in that particular incident, you were approached by some officers who were asking you if you had heard some gunshots. You told them no. Mm-hmm. So they didn't charge you or nothing, or they weren't necessarily suspecting or trying to search you or anything, but they did do some type of search, I guess.
They tried to
your tattoos, yeah. which told them that there was some type of gang affiliation, and they asked what you guys were doing together, and you said we family. And your understanding is of that situation that it is you pointed to the feds and pointed to the fact
that I wasn't Black, Negro, colored, that I was a Moor.
Right, and then you said their demeanor shifted. They changed mm-hmm. the way they were interacting with you, and they started getting like more friendly. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what you said, right? And ever since then, you haven't had any situations. Okay. No, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear a little bit about your personal experiences with it.
Now I do have tribal tags, so I also know that they can't get behind me as well. But as far as like I said, I don't put myself in situations either. But those were a few experiences out there during that time frame. when
Gotcha.
situations would happen. Yeah, you know what I mean?
So that leads me now to the next part, which is kind of a hypothetical. For you, it's the goal. You want, or if it were up to you, we would all be identifying as Moors. We would all be not using words like nice or believe and color anymore, right? If it were up to
Yeah.
you, if you snap your fingers today, right? Okay. So my question to you is, if we stopped using the words that you're looking at or you're looking up,
hmm
if we no longer said, we're black or do you have an issue with African American too?
I mean, we can't be two continents.
You can't. Okay.
We
So
can't be
when
two continents. Like
okay,
now, I'm not knocking our brothers and sisters from Africa, but I tell people, do your own homework and like if they research, there's more pyramids in the Americas, North, Central, and South than there are in Africa. If they
okay.
research, the oldest fossil found was here. Now, also, we have to remember that the landmass was all one at one point in time.
So
And
mhm,
I'm gonna close it with this one. I'm gonna let you finish. But dark-skinned people covered that entire planet at that one time.
okay,
They weren't just stuck in one spot.
okay. So that's the term that you also would not approve of. Okay. So my question is, if everyone did exactly what you wanted or what you suggest as far as um, our people in this country, what would be um, the outcome of that as a society, as far as legal goes, as far as business goes, as far as like everything that we deal with now? Like what would change? What would look different?
All right, let's say, all right, so African American, right? I just
Yeah.
pulled up more because you made me think about it. So let's go into more. A North African Berber, one of the race dwellings in Barbary. We know that the Barbers were dark-skinned people. The late 14th century. So anybody claiming to be African, first thing you say North African Berber or North African then Berber. But North African, so anybody claiming to be African, right here, you or more. Let's say we run out of time. Okay, we good. We got another 10 minutes, I think. No, we got 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah. So what benefits all right, nationality? Let's look at nationality
Yeah.
real quick before we go. Let's look at nationality.
Yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is like, would like prisoners be released suddenly because they don't identify as um, because they identify as Moorish American?
All right,
Would
we
like
just
what?
saw that black means artificial or it's a concealing. It's not a human being, right?
Okay.
But under nationality, right here, the legal meaning, the quality or characteristic which arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation or state.
Mhm.
Nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. And so nationality comes with protection. A dead people have no protection. You have no belonging. What nation do you belong to? What flag do you fly? What treaties do you have in ancient history?
Mhm.
A dead people have no rights. There's a term called civilis mortuus in law. It means
Mhm.
civilly dead. Also, if we look up the word minority, and this we got 8 minutes.
Okay.
Minority, a state or condition of a minor infancy. This means that they call us minority because we have the mind of an infant in law. We don't know law. That's why they call us minorities. It ain't got nothing to do with us being a lesser number. It's the what we don't know.
Yeah. Well, the minor, uh, so what you call like underage people.
Right. Because the
Can't, you
mental.
can't you can't smoke because you're a minor, or you can't drink or go in the club because
You can't
you're a
speak
minor.
for yourself. That's why you hire an attorney.
Yeah. And a
He must
minority,
represent you. That means he's
right?
acting as you. Go ahead.
And a
I'm sorry.
minority, no, you're fine. And a minority is more of a quantitative term. It's with numbers. If there's 10 people here that have blue hair and I have green, and there's only two of us, and we're in the minority. So two different kind of, neither one of them are.
That would be from a regular dictionary perspective, but this is from the legal meaning. What you're saying, I agree with you. As far as like, you know what I mean? Because they're looking at like, oh, he got so many got green eyes, so many got blue, you know what I mean? I agree with you 1,000%. But that would be from like a Webster's dictionary, or you know what I mean, a regular, that's just regular speaking.
Yeah.
But when they speak legalese, they're speaking when politicians get on TV and they start talking, they're speaking legalese.
Okay.
Like when the officer asks you for driver's license, you think Webster's dictionary, but he's speaking from the law dictionary. A driver is one who's commerce, one who's getting paid. Uber driver, taxi driver, bus driver, etc. In law, I'm not making this up. I'm trying to hurry up because I know we got a little time. I know you want to kind of ask questions, and I apologize, but
I'm enjoying. Yeah.
Driver.
So
right here, first words, one employed. And this is the legal meaning. One employed in conducting a coach, carriage, or wagon or other vehicle. But then when you look at traveler, see, we've been taught wrong. And that's why I say this is important. Because we have the right, you have the constitutional right to travel, and you don't need a driver's license. But they tell us what we're doing. So this is how they make commerce off of us. Definition and citation. I got the actual book where it give you the more breakdown, but this is just on Google search. Go ahead.
No, you just made a point that I wanted to kind of get some clarity on. You said we don't need a driver's license.
We don't, but this is how they make commerce. You know what I mean? Because once you register your vehicle to the DMV, you're giving them ownership of your possessions. And since you're already classifying as Black, Negro, Colored, etc., you already have no rights. I just showed you that etymologically and legally. So this is why they can do what they do, and what's going on is there's the real foreigner, the European. This is why you had a black and white. If they dealt with nationality, then you got the French, Dutch, Italian, Irish, British, Scottish. Those are the 6 white nations on their red, white, and blue flag. Them 6 white stripes represent those 6 European nations that came over here and are doing business on our land. It's 6 nations, and those. Go ahead.
No. Okay. No. I was still thinking about the driver license piece. So you're saying you don't. That's not needed if as long as someone uses or has an understanding of these terms and identifies
Yes.
Moorish American.
You don't even got to identify. It ain't got to identify as a Moor. There's videos. All right. There's Europeans that are on YouTube that are doing this, or Caucasians, so-called white people that are on YouTube. I saw one I shared on my channel when I first made my YouTube. A white guy, Caucasian guy. He sold the Texas police for like 25,000 because he spent a night in jail for his right to travel, and he won. He had a documentation and everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like what they are doing, because it's a business. The government is stripping all people of their. It ain't got nothing to do with Moors. I say more because that's who we are as so-called Black people. You know what I'm saying? But the people as a whole, the masses, whatever you want, black, white, whatever, they're all being robbed by this system in some form or fashion. But the so-called black male is being the most extorted. Whether it be through child support, whether it be through some type of for economics. I mean, it don't really. There's many various ways, but we are the biggest target. And when you know something, you're a threat. And so that's why a lot of our people either stop speaking or don't speak, because either they don't know or they scared of what can happen with speaking.
Okay.
But if you was out here gang banging and killing your own people for 10 plus 20 years, then why not stand up for the truth? That's my perspective.
Yeah.
And I ain't nobody special.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3 minutes, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and
Yeah. So no, that's good. Only 3 minutes left, but I'm glad we spent this first part on the language, and then maybe next time or in the next video we can talk more about the. I can speak more on the Christianity, but I think again my big thing today was how does the changes you've made in your language, or how would the changes that our people would make in our language affect us in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, or whatever the case might have been.
I'm glad you said that, because my teacher, Brother Abdullah Mosley Bey, Talib Mosley Bey, he always say, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, my daughter, for example, she just turned 9 today. So 10 years from now, she'll be 19. She's the future. 10 years from now, these babies that are 8, 9 will be 18, 19. These babies that are 10, 12 will be 20, 22. They are the future. And look at our generation now. They're 12, walking around with guns, killing each other. 13. We got to change that narrative.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
our responsibility to fix it. I don't expect nobody outside our community to fix it but us, brother.
Right.
And it starts at home. We got to fix ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to clean up our own backyard.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I'm with you on that, man. It starts at home. It starts internal, literally at home, but then also within our community, being our home within society. So.
And I'm gonna yield with this one, but like, we know that as far as we've been taught, hate is taught at home. Hate is something that's taught. You can't teach people to. You don't grow up hating people. Hate is taught. You know what I'm saying? And so when we look at so-called white supremacy, that was something that was taught through all those Jim Crow eras and all the segregation eras, Black Wall Street, what happened, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm gonna end it with this, and I'm gonna say the so-called black on black crime. That's a self-hate. That's a hate that's taught at home. So we got to stop pointing the finger at them and look at ourselves.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And peace and love to you, brother. I appreciate you. And we're gonna get this next one going on the next one. You see them girl, yeah, they all them, yeah.
Go enjoy that, man. This is awesome. Happy birthday. And again to baby girl, and we'll talk real soon.
All right, peace, brother.
All right.